Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Lord have mercy. What a day. Hey, Lisa Clovey. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hey there, Garden State so and so, Robin. Oh, I apologize. I spelled your name wrong. Duh, it's right in your name and I spelled it wrong. I apologize. Glad to see you. Good to see you guys. Holman's Homestead. Hello, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see you. Hey, Gail. Good to see you, Gail Southern Living. Oh my word, what a crazy day. Crazy. Hey, Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead, good to see you. I got stories for you guys. Wow. Let me tell you. So, right before the live, I was sitting on the porch with Ryan, and the chickens went berserk, as per usual. And, oh, geez, hold on. I have Heather at Milk and Honey Heritage Homestead. You get it. I've got a mess going on my desk here. Hey, Suburban Hillbilly, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So anyway, we were sitting on the porch and the chickens went berserk. And they all go running from the run to the coop. And then I see them all come running out. They have got our Spitzhauben, which is those black and white ones with the crested heads, pinned to the ground in the corner, and they're attacking her. And I don't interfere with that stuff normally, but that chicken is benign. Like, that chicken doesn't bother anybody. So I was not going to allow them to eat her. So if you're getting chickens, be prepared because they can be real. So yeah, so we picked her up, looked her over. She looked all right and broke up the fight. I slammed my hand on the chicken run with the cattle panel, and that's usually enough to break up what was going on. Glad you had a good day, Suburban Hillbilly. We did. It was just a little weird, if that makes sense. But hey, Brampton Gardner, good to see you. But yeah, chickens, they really can suck sometimes. They're so mean. Another story I got for you for today, and then we'll get into our topic, is we have been looking for birds, to raise for meat. And we went to several stores Monday, and all they had was laying chickens. Some stores didn't have anything. 2 stores had absolutely nothing. And one of them is a real big one, usually has a ton. And yeah, oh yeah, some of them girls, no kidding, Heather. They are like mean high school bullies, awful. I just felt bad for the poor thing because they had her pinned down and there was no need for it. So, but anyway, we go to all these stores. We even went to Wyoming and, again, they had laying chicks, but they didn't have what we were looking for. And so the lady at the one big store said, come back on Friday around 11:30 because the delivery will be in and they're supposed to be on that delivery. And we were like, great, no problem. Thank you. We got there at 10:15 this morning. And we figured if we had to wait, not a big deal. What we didn't know was they had the whole chicken area or the whole bird chick day area closed while they were getting ready. And there were already 7 people ahead of us. We waited 3 hours. 3 hours for them to open the chick area. The line was all the way around the store by the time we left. So, exactly. Good Lord. Like, seriously, what is going on? So, of course, while you're waiting, and especially you travel, you're committed at this point, right? I don't even want chickens. I did not even want chickens. So, we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. Well, then I hear what's going on. They're waiting on the delivery. This gets even better. They're waiting on the delivery of birds for that day. So I said, well, Ryan actually went over and he said, we see that you have the birds we want in these 2 tanks. Do we have to wait online or could we get those birds? And they said, no, you have to wait until we open the line and you wait your turn. So Ryan said, okay. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like this. Even when other years people were having bird shortages, we never had that problem. Maybe you had to pick a different breed that you wanted, but so picture this, right? You all have raised chicks. A lot of y'all raise chicks. You know how fragile they are. They just get delivered. They're going to be put in a brooder, and then people are going to scoop them up and put them in a box and take them home. I don't think that's good for the chicks, in my opinion. So I'm glad that ours were there. They must have arrived yesterday or maybe, early yesterday or whatever, because they were all acclimated in the brooder. You could tell they were spread out. They were having a good time. They were eating, they were drinking. The new ones were like starstruck like they usually are. Hey, Carla, living a rogue life. So yeah, so 3 hours. And guess what? They were not in a hurry to unload the chicks either, which was hilarious. So they're unloading the chicks. And I mean, they've got a whole cart, not a grocery cart or a buggy, like one of those flat feed buggies, right? They've got one of them or 2 or 3 of them, and they're full of boxes of chicks. And they're unloading them all. And excuse me, and they're saying that their order wasn't right and all that. Well, the orders are never right from the hatchery in my experience half the time, especially with stores. They ship stores whatever, you know? So these tiny little chicks are being put in the brooders and then they're being grabbed up and all this stuff. It's just insanity. So lo and behold, like I said, I think there were 7 or 8 people in front of us. We get to our turn and we had already looked at the tanks and knew what we wanted. We were clearing 2 tanks out. Thankfully, while we were online, because we didn't have lunch or anything, so we were like, it was 1:15 by the time we got done, and then we got birds, so you got to get home because we got to drive an hour and everything. So we were sitting on feed bags on pallets because we were standing there so long. So finally, they get to our turn, and actually, Gwen said beef jerky and almonds. I got smokehouse almonds and beef jerky. I went and bought so we could have something to eat. And we get to our turn, and Ryan says, I want all 10 of these turkeys, right? Because there were 10 in the tank, and we planned on 4 and 4. So 2 more, just get 10, right? 10 turkeys. Because we're raising 4 for a friend of ours. So we got the 10 turkeys. They're a mix, and I did a video on it, and I'll probably have it out Monday. Well, then the guy goes, well, what else do you want? And Ryan says, well, I want all the pheasants in that tank. How many are in there? And he's, I don't know, it looks like 20. And Ryan's like, well, if there's 20 to 25, I'll take them all. And the guy's like, well, you're getting them all because I'm not leaving 1 or 2 in the tank. So we got 23 pheasants. So, and they were, thankfully, like I said, they were all there eating and drinking. So I hope health-wise that will help them out a lot, because I think health-wise, that's a lot for a newborn chick to go through all that movement and shipping and then back in tanks and shipped again. And I think there's going to be some fatalities, sadly, from it. But the turkeys are eating, drinking like crazy. The pheasants are hiding out under the heat mat, which is the brooder plate. So, but unbelievable. Are you guys seeing that by you? Like, I have to know, because like I said, we've never had that problem. So it's really insane. And they're selling bantams like crazy this year. Everywhere we went, there were bantams. I have to admit, I saw a Frizzle Bantam and I was like, oh, I wanted to get one or two. And I'm like, I'm not. We have 4 brooders going right now. I don't want a 5th. So, and they were tiny. Oh, I know, Carla. I mean, it's just, they just left the shipping box, got in the brooder, and didn't even find the water. And they're getting put in boxes and taken home. I hope, well, it was Rapid City. So I'm hoping everybody lived close and they were going to take them right home, which is what we did. But I mean, we're an hour away. I couldn't believe, I could not believe the line. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This store has their whole width of their store of two layers. So they've got shelving with stock tanks, and then they have the tall stock tanks on the bottom, and they have them all along the back store. So it's not like they only have like Tractor Supply amount of chicks. They have a lot of animals. Oh my gosh. And then I saw them put 2 goslings, which are pretty good size, and put them in a box with baby chicks. I was like, they're going to get smothered. It's crazy. Gail said, I only get chicken every other year. Yeah. Bantam eggs are tiny. Oh, I know they are. I know. I was having a moment where the frizzle was really cute. But quite honestly, I'm glad. I was worried about getting any bantams to put in my coop because I was afraid the bigger girls would beat them up. And look what they did to the Spitzalbin tonight. They had her pinned to the floor. And she's not a large bird, but she's a regular sized chicken. Gwen says, I have 2 broody hens now and I don't want to hatch any eggs. Figures. We have a broody American breast from last year that never got butchered because we had no water. And she's under the back porch, sitting on a nest. As far as we can tell, we can't look in there and see, but she only comes out once a day for food. I give her breakfast and she goes right back. So we assume she's laying on eggs because she sits on the nest all day. But I have 2 in the coop that are broody, and I just keep picking them out of the nest. Let me go back to the chat here. Signs on all the places sold out, Heather said. Wow. So chickens must be the new toilet paper, is what I'm hearing. I'm glad I already have all the birds I'm allowed to have in the city limits. Yeah, no kidding. Takes 2 bantam eggs to make 1 normal egg when cooking, but they lay so well, mine lay through the winter most times. Yeah, I'm worried about having bantams in the winter here too because they're so tiny. Our feed store keeps putting sold out of chicks on Facebook. I went there the other day and they had 3 left on the day they delivered. Yeah. It's insanity. Hey, our treasured home. Good to see you, Nancy. At Tractor Supply, they had 1 bin with a few chickens, 2 other bins with a couple turkeys and ducks. You wipe your butt with a chicken? No, but apparently, like the toilet paper in 2020, chickens are the new thing. Insane. I have never seen anything like it. Never. And I know that like Rapid City, within city limits, you can have chickens. So I totally know that, you know. Ironically, our town limits, you cannot. I mean, we're not in town limits, but Trey from Vineyard Chicks lost 4 of her ducks to her dogs. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. One feed store said each family is allowed 2 of each breed. Yeah, thankfully they didn't limit us. And then I hear somebody say, somebody's behind us and they're like, oh, they bought all the turkeys. And I was like, number 1, you should have been here earlier. Number 2, there were 3 other tanks of turkeys that just arrived. So I was like, oh my gosh. Thing is, everyone wants hens, of course, and they're marked straight run. People are going to be waiting on roosters to lay. Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And a lot of them are new chicken owners, and it was like, I want the pretty one. Even when I grabbed breeds that I wanted, I was like, yeah, I'll take those 4. You know what I mean? I didn't sit there and, well, what kind of eggs do they lay? Like look it up, do the research. I mean, we had 3 hours. I was doing research on the pheasants that were available and the turkeys that were available, and I was looking up, making sure they work for us. So, because we got different pheasants than we got the last time, because the ringnecks were the one that came in today. And because we had trouble with them as babies last year, we lost, or no, excuse me, 3 years ago, we lost some. So anyway, this year is going to be our big year for filling the freezer with meat to get us through. But they did say, Heather, that I saw, they said that if you had babies home that were like 3 weeks old and you needed 1 or 2, they would let you have it. Otherwise, they wanted you to buy a minimum of 3. But I don't think they were enforcing it. But insane. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Could not believe what I was seeing. That's like me at the local plant sale. We run to the section I want. Ha ha ha. I don't care if I take all the impatiens. Yeah. First come, first serve, right? I mean, there were people ahead of me. They could have bought all the turkeys, But it's funny because usually the pheasants and the turkeys are sitting there. And ironically, this store, the ducks, we have watched ducks in there be there for 4 or 5 weeks and people not take them. In fact, we've tried to get them at a cheaper price, and they'll do that. It's just that we missed the opportunity. Like, say we were there on a Monday and we went back on a Friday and we were like, oh, are those ducks still there? And they were gone. Yeah, they'll be on the chicken pages on Facebook asking hen or rooster, hen or rooster. It's like, I don't worry. It's like when it turns out to be a roo, they go in a separate coop and they'll be dog food. But sounds cruel, but you can't even give roosters away on Facebook anymore. On Marketplace. It's crazy. There was a lady on Facebook was saying that she had her chicks. They were fully feathered. They were like 8 weeks old. She still had them in a brooder. And she was asking questions, and it was like, I totally get if you're a newbie and you don't know, but you're asking questions, and it's like she didn't seem to be open to any of the answers. And people are like, why are they in the brooder? And actually some people were very nice about it on Facebook, which is not always the case. Yep, and running around the streets. Yeah, exactly. Crazy. So anyway, hence the topic for tonight. And I posted this before I went to the store. But so yeah, so everybody gearing up for busy season? Everybody exhausted yet? What are you guys up to? Is it busy, busy, busy? Oh, Carla, you nailed it. Easier asked than to do your own research. And not only that, it's like, do your own research, and if you find conflicting research, then ask. And besides, if you live in a place where roosters are not allowed, the minute that thing crows, you have a rooster, then you got to deal with it. Right? That's the bottom line. I don't know what all this worrying about. Oh, it's a rooster. Oh, it's a rooster. You'll know it's a rooster soon enough. Right? When mine crow, I go, oh, okay, we need to thin this out. Suburban Hillbilly said shopping for a new lawnmower. Ugh. Oh, yeah, I bet that's pricey and not fun. Brampton Gardner said, I might be planting early this season. We're looking good after Monday, but I'm scared. Started hardening off today. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I get it. Such a hard time of year. Hard time of year to know. Well, If you do plant a little so you can keep it manageable to cover. Living a rogue life said only ask people who know. Facebook is not the place for answers. No kidding. No kidding. Last 2 years, it was end of May. Yeah, but it's warmer now. I don't know about you, Rochelle, but I know for us, they said it was going to be a warmer and drier season for us. And, last year we went through our last frost and then we had one on June 18th. We've had cold nights in July, so I kind of just, go with it. Hey, Annette, the Cow Emporium. She said, sorry, I'm late. I left Glenn outside. That's funny. Yeah, warmer summer, they said. Did you guys get the hail this afternoon? We were in Rapid. I don't know if we got any hail here because by the time we got back, I didn't see any evidence of any, but east of town got some pea size. Hey, Craig, good to see you. 80 by Suburban Hillbilly. Wow. Rochelle said, I hope it's drier. We were so wet. Yeah, you guys need a break from the rain. We'll take your rain. Carla said, I've only planted tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash. Lots of flowers. Good for you, Carla. Had a lot of rain this weekend. Supposed to be beautiful. Cool. So Craig said, no hail. Yeah, okay. I heard it poured. I think we had 1/4 of an inch, which I was pretty thrilled about because we needed it. They're saying 80s next week for Rochelle up in Brampton Gardner. Gwen says, sorting and washing jars that I bought at estate sales the last week or so, plus a bunch I hadn't put up from emptying. Pulled my onions today. Yeah, your onions are beautiful. Oh, that's awesome, Craig. I'm glad it poured. We spent 3 hours waiting online in Runnings to get birds. That was just insanity. Heather at Milk and Honey Heritage Farm said we're short at least 2 inches of rain for April. Yep. Taking Sid to a fun outing tomorrow at a mini village nearby, then lunch and thrift shopping. Ooh, that's fun. We got pea size and had tons of rain. Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad it was small hail. Glad you had tons of rain, Craig F. Yeah, it's just insane. I tell you, the meat birds will go out. Oh man, in what about another 2 or 3 weeks, weather permitting? And we already have a plan in place to put a tarp over one side and secure it because we had that issue with hail last year, killing one of them, almost killing two. Good night, Rochelle. Hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Insane. So, forced to have only 4 green stalks, 2 very small raised beds, and a few pots on the deck this year. That's better than nothing, Rebecca, right? It may not be what you want, but at least you have something. That'll be really cool. Oh, awesome, Craig. You're getting your rental chickens. That's cool. Gwen said all my corners stood back up. That looked like it was ran over with a roller packer during last week's storms. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, Rebecca at Suburban Hillbilly, I'm glad you're able to have that and be able to take care of that. You know what I mean? Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Carla. I hope you have a good weekend. Good to see you. So what else are you guys up to? Anything else? Is it getting busy for you guys? Rental chickens are where you get them from, like, say, May to October from somebody, and you get to have the experience of having chickens, but you don't have to have them all year round. And you pay to have them. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's easier for folks depending on what their living situation is. Yeah. Yep. And pine needles, which we've been dealing with all the pine needles. I know some of you saw I posted. Oh my gosh. I could not believe what we took out of one pig area. 3 huge loads on the side by side. And the meat pens, they've got wire on them, so they get in there, but not as bad. Yeah, exactly, Craig. You're retired and travel in the winter. It makes so much sense. Yeah, it's actually a very big thing. Someone cut their eucalyptus tree yesterday and was giving away some. I filled a whole bag, gonna try and propagate. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I like that, Heather. Let us know how that goes. I went to a talk on native plants at the library here, and I'm gonna look into some of them. Some of them are fruit, so I'm gonna check them out. Craig F1621 said, hopefully starting to get next year's firewood. So chainsaw maintenance this weekend. Yeah, definitely. Definitely important to do that. Smart to start getting the wood going too. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Very smart. Getting firewood is a lot of work. That's for sure. Well, for all you guys who, hey, Willowheart, nice to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Oh, 3 a.m., please go get some rest. Thank you so much. Holman's Homestead said, yes, I got that on the list also. I bet you do. If you remember, if you've been following us long enough, we had pheasants. We had ringneck pheasants 3 years ago. And I had them in the brooder, and they were like, after a week, they were crazy. And they were everywhere in the garage. Every time I opened the brooder to get something out of there, replace the feed, they were flying everywhere like little helicopters. So get ready for that journey. Now we've got 23 of them. We only had like 16 or 12, something like that. Hey, Blue, good to see you. Are there Saskatoon berries that grow near you? I'm trying to think if she talked about Saskatoon. In fact, I'm going to look at my notes. Excuse me. I don't think she used that. She didn't use Saskatoon. They did use the term service berries. I'm wondering if some of them were like, obviously they're duly named. I'm not trying to sound dumb, but she told us the scientific name and said, make sure you go by the scientific name, or you can get a European variety that wouldn't work for you. Serviceberry. That's what I thought. Yeah, what they were talking, like they had something like the scientific name, and then they went Serviceberry, something else berry, Saskatoon. So Serviceberry. I'm going to try and look at that, but one of the things I wanted to look at was plums, because they had Happy Mother's Day, Holman's Homestead. Happy Mother's Day to Carolyn and your folks and everybody, and have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. They had wild plums, and you can get them from a nursery who will ship them to you from Minnesota. I think it is. I have to look it up. Sea buckthorn. What is sea buckthorn? I'm going to look it up later. So what we're looking for right now is if we have 6 to 8 hours of sun in a place that we can let those things grow. Herein lies the challenge, because finding sun 6 to 8 hours in a place that we're not using is pretty hard to find because off of our porch, and I did this in a video once before to give you guys an idea. When you come off of our porch is the front garden that has the hail netting and the raised beds. To the right of that, meaning between us and the barns, is sunny, but that's our septic system. So we have our tank and then we have our fields. So we can't put anything on top of that. And then we have the animals and all that stuff. So I'm going to have to see if we can find a place. So we're analyzing the sun this year to find a place. And then I'm going to keep an eye out and see if I could get the plums. And Annette at the Cow Emporium, I will send you the names of the ones that I got. Because they said that these were bushes, wild plums on bushes versus trees. And she said sometimes people try to train them into a tree or cut them and make them a tree, whereas we would leave them as bushes because it would be so much easier for us to have. Sea buckthorn is yummy. It grows wild here near the coast. Okay. I will have to check it out. Amanda brought home a wild plum by our cow pasture gate when the railroad was doing work at our crossing. Insisted we plant. Still got green leaves. Oh, yeah. Good luck. That would be cool. Annette says we have cherry bushes. Oh, my gosh. That's so cool. Yeah, I would love to get cherry bushes, too. The only problem with the plums is like all other fruit is that there were people at the talk who have them and said many years they get hit by frost and they don't develop fruit. So, ooh, sweet cherries, nice. I sure hope you don't have to cut down more trees. That was a big job for y'all last time. Oh my gosh, no kidding. I honestly don't think we could. We want more trees down. We do. Too much is in the way. Too much is in the way, and I don't know that we have it in us. That was a lot of trees. Over 50 trees we took down. I honestly don't think we could do it. We were down in the back pastures looking, and we left trees thinking trees would be a good thing to have for shade for the animals. Oh. And then you go rake and you're like, the place needs to be clear cut. You just don't realize how much cooler we are under the trees than other people who don't have the trees. You look at their grass and it's already so tall and ours is like this. Of course, part of that is too having livestock on it and not having a lot of land. I get that. Hey, Annie, good to see you. A hot winter. That's a weird one, huh? Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. It's been a day. But I just thought of something. I did want to tell you. My friend's husband came home today from the hospital from rehab. They passed the test of having to put on a special vest for spinal fractures, but he is home. So God is good. Let me tell you, that is amazing. Yes, it was looking pretty bad when he first went in, and I can't believe how quickly he turned around, and I'm so thankful. So thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just life's a roller coaster, right? But it's just funny how all of a sudden the weather gets warm and it becomes a switch. I know the Cow Emporium is doing their ranching stuff, and I'm not going to say what they're doing, but that's their thing. They're doing, all their field work, um, calving season, all that stuff, and then gardening, and everybody's getting ready. It's crazy how all of a sudden it explodes. I said to Ryan tonight, I said, you realize we have 102 animals here right now? Most of them are in brooders, but we don't even have piglets yet. We're hoping for 2 litters of piglets, but it's pretty wild how quickly they grow. Yeah, no kidding, Lisa Colovi, no kidding. Don't tell him, LOL. Yeah. So we've got 23 pheasants. We've got 10 turkeys, 34 chickens and a rooster, 4 piglets. I got a broody chicken under the back. So it's crazy. And I also did see that Sherman, our old boar Sherman, who went on to be the patriarch of another farm, they had 2 litters of piglets. So cool. Yes, and a dog named Diesel. I didn't even include him in it because we're not eating him. But yeah, it's just crazy. So we've every 4 brooders in the garage right now, which is chaos. But the 2 meat bird pens will hold the pheasants and the meat chickens, and then as the meat chickens transition out, the turkeys will be able to go in there, and if the turkeys need to stay in the brooder an extra week, they can. The broody mama, if she has babies, is going to go in the little grow out pen. So we're just going to we have animals everywhere right now. Yeah, that's us too, Heather. Mostly birds. Mostly birds. But yeah. I can't even remember the last time I watered my seedlings. I have to go look at them. It's one of those things where the house is kind of cooler now because we've been leaving the heat off because it's been warm outside, but it's still that cooler in the house than it is outside. So they didn't need to be watered as much, but I gotta go water them tonight. But yeah. How many cattle you have, Heather? I'm just curious. I know you've got the cows. Oh, sorry. Somebody who was watching the live lost their power. So 15, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm hoping it would be nice if we got a little more rain, but it'd be nice if we can get stuff to grow up. That would be good. So I ordered a bunch of seed trays, determined to have a garden next year. That's the spirit, girl. See that? You got your porch containers this year, you ease into it, but you got all that time to plan for next year. And you got all those seed trays. That's awesome. You're just taking a break this year. That's all there is to it. Just a little break. I've done nothing this year at all. I do that most of the winter. Most of the winter. I totally get it. Annette said, fingers crossed we're getting rain Monday. That means planting more on Sunday. Woohoo! Fingers crossed. I hope you do. That would be great. Yeah, I was saying something the other day and I was telling somebody, like, they were like, when do you get stuff in the ground? And I was like, well, sometimes we get the brassicas in the end of April. And Ryan looked at me and he's like, it's May. And I said, I meant end of May. But we'll be getting some stuff in the ground here soon. Hopefully. Just waiting for them to get a little less tender before I put them out there, because then I got to worry about them once they get out there. I choose not to worry about them. So sometimes I'd rather just wait until they can go out. Hey, our flippin' farmstead, good to see you. Blue said, can't be bothered trying to get my outdoor kitchen sorted first and the garden in some kind of state we can live with. Yeah, I totally get it. I am not all about the garden this year as I was. But it's okay, because this is a fill the freezer with meat year for us. Because 3 years ago we did this and we just had tons of meat. And we're trying, I think we're going to not buy beef this year because we are so backed up on beef. Because it's a lot for 2 of us. But I will say this, we had a pork loin roast the other day, bone in. Cooney. Oh, it was so good. So good. We had leftovers tonight. Heather said I'm behind starting my starts a few weeks later, but it's okay. I've got enough time. Yeah. Exactly. Gosh, I've been seeing pictures of people in Oregon. Everything's lush and green, and I'm like, are you kidding me? My pork dinner looked amazing. It was to die for. Oh, thank you. It was so good. That Cooney pork is just really good. Really, really good. So our goal is to keep 2 pigs this year. So, and then we'll have to figure out where to put them because they'll be here for 17 months. So, but we'll figure it out. We always do. Just need access to a water heater, electricity. It is, but I fear it's going to dry out quick in fires. Yeah, I know. We live with that same thing. Heather, totally feel that. I hope not. I hope not. It's just crazy. I am more than a little jealous of those that are already harvesting down south. Yeah. You know something? I used to be a lot. And now I'm kind of like relieved. um, but I am jealous of the fact that they've been green and warm for so long. Like, I would love to have the pigs out grazing already. And I don't know that that's going to happen this year. We may be feeding hay this year as well. We have a fire ban here already. Oh gosh, Annette. Ugh. Crazy. Too bad piggy tree houses were not a thing. Yeah, no kidding. Well, we have the farrowing house. We have the farrowing house, and that can be moved easily with the tractor. So we're thinking we'll just move stuff around, hook up some panels to it, and for a couple piglets, that works. It's if we get stuck with more than a couple piglets. Our burn ban started May 1st. Oh, geez. Yeah, Barb's already got zucchini and peppers. So Gwen's got stuff too. Gwen had to go, but it's funny, she's got stuff too. That's crazy. Why can't it just like rain a little bit, even, you know? Insane. I'm excited about the broody chicken back there because she's the quirkiest, funniest thing. She comes out and squawks at me every morning. I feed her breakfast. I hope she hatches something. I think it'll be really cool. We've never had any that hatched anything. They've sat on them. They've been broody and they've smashed them or eaten them or whatever. Never had any hatch. So it'll be cool to see if she hatches something because she definitely deserves it because She's got a good hiding spot. Hey, Troy, good to see you. No worries. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get going because it's been a long day. Something tells me tomorrow's going to be longer too. But I hope y'all get the rain you need. I hope you get the dryness you need, whatever your weather is calling for. And I hope that y'all stay safe and have a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day. So take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.